Shalom. Welcome back. I'm Brother Mark. This is part 2 of the One New Man series. I would like to share a little background with you about my recent personal spiritual growth. It started a number of years ago as I was praying for enlightenment about what I was missing in my walk with Yahshua. It was revealed to me how much I was missing in my understanding about salvation and the purposes of my God in this life. This troubled me greatly, and I was directed by the Ruach HaKodesh, the Holy Spirit, to study His language and His people's language and the Torah and Tanakh in greater detail and scope. I literally stopped publicly preaching and teaching about it for about 5 years as I put myself to follow the Ruach's leading and teaching in these matters. Accepting and repenting of my great lack of understanding because I simply accepted what the standard teaching was. It became not an easy task for me to meet this challenge before me. Of course, he was right about my lack of understanding, and many great blessings have been given to me and my whole family as we were taught his truth. It is also there for those who would want to do the same. To start us off, let me show you a Hebrew language example and why it is important to learn Hebrew. Here is what can be gained. In our Western English-Greek minds, the word path or pathways spoken of in Psalms 23:3, which most people are familiar with, when reading or speaking it, we immediately think about a straight path or paths branching off from one another. Unfortunately, this is not even close to the true Hebrew meaning. Let's read in English, then take the one word path or pathways and see what it is we do not understand. Psalm 23:3. He revives my life. He leads me in pathways that are righteous for His name's sake. The Hebrew words here are agol and magal, coming from the Strong's Concordance, H5696, H4570, path or pathways. This actual Hebrew word is understood as a circular rut. It is the same as the oxen's rut when it treads out the grain. At first, they are yoked to the item to keep them going round and round to perform their task. After some time, they begin to wear a round rut into the ground beneath their hooves. As time progresses, the yoke is only necessary to perform the work. Yet because of the rut they are walking in, it takes them little effort to stay on course or on track. The video on the screen shows this working even to this day. The Hebrews also relate this to the feast days, or Moedim of our Father, and their cycles each year. Just think about this. What a difference there is now when we say, stay on His path. Okay, let's keep going. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 9. Indeed, then I will return my people to a pure language, so that they all may call upon the name of Yahuwah, serving Him with a united will. In these last days, we are truly being led back to this pure language, and it is a great help to us as we study the Scriptures. As we have just seen, walking the paths of righteousness is a cyclical walk, not a linear one. As we move forward into part 3 of this series, we will need the Hebrew understanding to see what the book of Ruth is telling us. The truth of the Hebrew Scriptures is available. So why would so many, including churches and pastors, ignore and lie about the right translations? It has been revealed to me why so many ignore this great source of teaching and truth. Here are Yahshua's own words on this matter. John 8:44. You belong to your father, the devil, and you want to carry out the desires of your father. He was a murderer and from the beginning, and has never stood for truth, since there is no truth in him. Whenever he tells a lie, he speaks in character, because he is a liar, the father of lies. And then we can read on later from Jude chapter 1. For some people have slipped in among you unnoticed. They were written about long ago as being deserving of this condemnation, because they are ungodly. They turned the grace of our God into an uncontrollable lust and deny our only Master, the Lord Yeshua, the Messiah. And then again in Jude, verse 16, these people are complainers and fault finders, following their own desires. They say arrogant things and flatter people in order to take advantage of them. As the word studies we have just done show, our understanding in many basic ways is stunted and incorrect as we study, without including all of the resources available to us. I was directed to include this second part before going further by the Ruach, so we can all begin to at least accept all of the scriptures, both Old and New Covenant writings. So too also to begin to read more as a Hebrew than as a Gentile. We are after all the spiritual Israel according to the scriptures. As we get into the life of Ruth in part 3, we will need the true Hebrew perspective to help us learn what the true gospel of Yahshua is and how we are supposed to relate to it. Please reflect on this second part of the One New Man message as you prepare to follow on with this important study. Till the next time, Shabbat Shalom.